Hi everyone, Nubkex here. Welcome back to Nub Raids. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the new fragment summon that you're going to be able to collect. Operdin Clanfather, the events for him are going to be starting next Monday, the 17th of January. We're getting this info from hellhades.com. So huge shout out to Hell Hades, obviously huge content creator. For me, on my part, we passed 1,000 subs actually over the weekend. So again, huge shout out. Thank you to you guys for the support. I have applied to the content creator program. I imagine it will take Plarium a few days to take a look at it and get back to me. But hopefully we'll be into that soon and I can, get the news direct from them and get it out even more quickly. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, again, thank you for the support, guys. Let's take a look at Operdin Clanfather then. So again, this is what Plarium had to say. Let's take a look. If you want to see what Hell Hades has to say in particular, I encourage you to check out his own video, which is very good. I've watched it myself and you can see what he thinks. But yeah, on Monday, January 17th, we're going to launch a Champion Fragment event for Operdin Clanfather. He'll be a legendary HP-based Magic Affinity Barbarian. And they say this stuff, you can read that yourself. I'm more interested in his toolkit and what I think of it, so let's dive into that, shall we? His A1 paired hammers attacks one enemy 2 times. Each hit has a 50% chance of decreasing the target's turn meter by 5% and 50% chance of filling this champion's turn meter by 5%. So, I mean, unless this, I think it'd be weird for books to increase the turn meter stuff. That seems weird. This to me just seems like a very, very weak A1. I mean, even if it books up to 100% chance, it would still do a total of 10% turn meter reduction and 10% turn meter boost. This is a pretty weak A1. Maybe it hits hard, but I don't expect it to. I think this is just kind of a filler ability, and it's pretty crap, yeah? His A2 then, Rally the Tribe, has a 4-turn cooldown, attacks all enemies. Again, he's a HP-based damage dealer. That's where he gets his damage from. It heals all allies by 10% of this champion's max HP. Heals all allies under continuous heal buff by 15% instead. So he does apply continuous heals himself. I'd expect this to reduce down to a 3-turn cooldown. I think would be the most likely thing. And maybe it does okay damage. I've no idea how hard it hits. This is a question mark for me. If we look at champions, right? If we look at champions in the game, in fact, I just did today a guide on Ugos. One of the videos I was recording today. I've recorded a few today after the weekend. Pretty hyped for videos. But Ugo has a similar ability where she heals all allies by 20% of her max HP. My Ugo with 19,000 base HP has 73,000 HP. And I could probably get that higher. If we look at HP-based champions, in legendaries like Lord Champfort, it's about 22,000. Black Knight HP, 22k. Lugan HP based, 22k. So I guess in Barbarians, if we have any HP based. Ursiga's got a bit more, 23,000. So maybe about 22,000 or something like that is what we can expect. So more than Ugo. So I would say, roughly speaking, I'd probably expect him to have about 80k HP when you've got him built out reasonably well. So it's going to do about an 8,000 HP heal to your entire team, which is okay. It would do about 12,000 if they're under continuous heal buffs, which is actually pretty decent. It's not too bad. I think another good comparison is the Epic Vrask, who I have over here. So Vrask is HP base. He actually has a lot of base HP, 23k. So I have him built out with 7,500. And Vrask, whenever he crits, he heals everyone by 10% of his max HP whenever he crits. So, and his A1 gives him 20% turn meter boost. So he just, every turn, he A1s, boosts his turn meter a bit, and heals everyone for 7,500. So yeah, honestly, this is an AoE hit, which is nice for a bit of AoE damage with War Master, but I think it's probably pretty comparable to Vrask, which is good, but it is on a cooldown, which is worse. So it's an interesting comparison, right? Then where things start to get better for this guy is on his A3, Clan Mentor, 4-turn cooldown, removes all block buffs and all heal reduction debuffs from all allies, then places 2 15% continuous heal buffs on all allies for 2 turns, and also has a 75% chance of removing 1 random debuff from all allies. Now, again, my expectation here is this probably books down to a 3-turn cooldown with a 100% chance of removing a random debuff from all allies. And I actually think that makes this a very good move. And my expectation is that he basically goes through a 3-step rotation where he does Clan Mentor. So he does a bit of a cleanse, puts continuous heal out, then he does his Rally the Tribes attack, does a heal, a big heal because we have continuous heal. Then he does a shitty little A1, gives him a little bit of turn meter to get back into his A3 again. That's my sort of expectation there. But yeah, this move is actually really good. Removing block buffs, heal reduction. I don't know if there's bosses that do all of this. Like, I'm assuming that some of the new Hydra heads coming out will probably do block buffs, would be my guess. The Head of Decay right now does heal reduction, and that can be pretty nasty. That can get someone killed pretty quick. So that's kind of a useful thing for Hydra. Yeah, again, I expect there might be more bosses in the future that do both of these, particularly within the Hydra itself. So yeah, I think it's a good one. And then also removing another random debuff is a nice little perk. It's not a full cleanse, but it's decent. But when you think about it, 2 15% continuous heals for 2 turns is a lot of healing, right? That's basically a 30% HP heal every turn for 2 turns. That's 60% max HP heal in total every time he uses this ability, though spaced out. That's a lot of healing on your entire team. It is a lot of healing. That adds up pretty quickly, and I think it's pretty good. And you could obviously take a mastery, which gives you a 30% chance to make this continuous heal a 3-turn heal instead, which makes it even better. I think it's solid, and it goes well with his passive, where each time a continuous heal buff heals an ally, fills their turn meter by 5%, and it only works, you can't have multiple of this, what's his name, Operdins. You can have multiple clan fathers in here to benefit from this multiple times. But again, I think it's pretty solid, right? That you've got 2 of these. So basically he does his A3, and then every time someone takes a turn, they've got 2 continuous heals on them. They'll get 10% turn meter in turn 1 and the 30% HP heal. Then their second turn, they'll get another 30% heal and another 10% turn meter boost. So you're going to get 60% of your HP is healing and 20% total turn meter boost out of this ability every time he does it. That's actually really good. That is very solid. That is very strong. So I actually think this is a good ability. It's even pretty good. He's even pretty solid without books. He's not bad. So I think for certainly newer players, I think absolutely, seeing as he might hopefully be not too difficult to obtain. I don't expect it to be the most difficult summoning event. The fragment summons, which he is, fragment event, are usually a little bit easier. I actually think he's probably well worth doing. This does as well synergize with other champions. There's not that many really that apply it. I think the most broken synergy, this one is busted, is Wither, who is one of the boosted summons over Christmas, but she's busted with him, right? Her A1 puts continuous heal buff on a random ally for 2 turns. Her A2 increases the duration of all continuous heal buffs by 1 turn, then instantly activates them. And then she has a heal. She also puts a free continuous heal buff on an ally with the lowest HP for 1 turn at the start of each turn. So she's busted good when you combine her with Operdin, right? Because he puts out his continuous heals and then she extends them. And then because there's always continuous heals ticking on people, she's putting out extra as a whole bunch of extra turn meter. They're a very good combo. Now, obviously, you probably don't have her, and she's certainly better than he is, I would think. But yeah, that's one potentially really OP combo. If you have her, you definitely want to be going for him. There's other, within Barbarians, obviously even more unlikely you have to Hanomrak. She's a Void Legendary, but she puts out a continuous heal buff on herself with her A1 and also on an ally with her A1 as well. So that's applying more continuous heals. I don't know if there's not that many champions that do it, really. Who else puts continuous heals out? I think Void Blind Seer, maybe? Does she do? No, she does a heal. I don't know. Who else? I know I've got one champ. I've got Black Knight, actually. He does it, doesn't he? He gives you 1 continuous heal for 2 turns on a 2-turn cooldown. So he's going to give you constant. I don't know. There's some potential there, right? And as they release more champions that do continuous heal, it's a decent synergy in terms of some turn meter boost with them and getting more consistent heals. But he should enable Rally the Tribe himself with Clan Mentor every time anyway. So yeah, that's sort of my thoughts on him. Second final thing, the second point I also want to make is that there is some potential for some Hydra cheese here. I do think it's very possible where you put out continuous heals on your team and then the Hydra steals them. And then the Hydra head of Mischief puts the continuous heals on the other Hydra heads. I think there's good potential for some cheesy comps there. where basically you let the Hydra heads just keep healing to full health. And you then don't have to worry about other heads coming in. You can build a team specifically designed to counteract the 4 heads that you start with. You let them keep stealing the heal and spreading it around, and you keep them at full health. And it lets you build a more focused team. I think that has good potential too. Rather than trying to kill the heads, you just go, okay, all the heads stay at high health. And again, you probably don't have many champions that will enable this, and he certainly will by putting out 2 continuous heal buffs on everyone. He certainly will enable that sort of cheesy strategy. So I think for that alone, again, I think he's pretty worthwhile to grab. I do. I think he's worthwhile. So yeah, there you go. I think a champion that can do potentially a lot of healing for your team, help your team to stay alive. I think he looks pretty solid, pretty decent, to be honest. So that's Operdin Clanfather. In my opinion, definitely worth getting for some potentially broken strategies in the future. I think he has the potential to do some cool things by himself. You know, his A1 and his A2 are a bit weaker. His A3 is solid. But yeah, it's really the potential combos and counters and synergies that I think look good. So there you go. That's my thoughts on him. Thank you for watching, everyone, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.